This is the homework quiz for week 15, and we're looking at question number 7, which is the first of the 4 questions on the back of the test that require us to use order of operations. There are several different things going on here, and so we have to decide which ones we do first. And you can see from the screen up here that we have different colored letters and different colored numbers and symbols, and those have been provided for you so that you can see a little bit more clearly what you have to do first, second, third, etc. So let's go ahead and begin with our color-coded system today and solve problem number 7. The first thing that we have in PEMDAS, the order of operations, is the P is for parentheses. And we do have a set of parentheses in the problem, and there's something inside of the parentheses for us to solve, namely an addition problem where we're adding together a negative and a positive number. Now here in this video, I'm giving a couple of different examples with models and with numbers so that we can practice this skill of adding together negatives and positive numbers. Let's take a look at this. We have 7 negatives and 9 positives. When we're adding them, we're putting them right together. And when we do so, we can see that we have 0 pairs. And these cancel out, leaving us with positive 2. So our answer is positive 2. But let's see how we can use this. Again, it's a review for us, but let's see how we can use this using just the numbers so we don't have to build a physical model each time we want to solve this problem. Which has more? In this case, it's the positives. There are 9 positives. And we can see in the physical model that when we take the 7 negatives and we subtract the 7 of the other number, in this case the negatives, those are going to be canceled out with 0 pairs. All of these over here are going to be canceled out eventually with 0 pairs. That's why we're subtracting them. We take the number that has more, and we're subtracting the other integer value. And from that, we're going to be left with 2. 2 remaining left, 2 remaining units. Now we can go back and look at our problem and see, were these remaining units positive or were they negative? We can see over here in the physical model they were positive, but we may need to see over here in our problem, if we're just solving it with numbers, that we do have more positives than negatives. Therefore, our answer is going to be positive 2, and we can see that both in the problem that we solved with numbers as well as in the physical model. So, 2. Negative 7 plus positive 9 is 2, positive 2. No exponents in the problem. We did have parentheses, no exponents. Next we have multiplication and division. And we can see over here, this negative 6 is directly outside of the parentheses. That indicates it's going to be a multiplication problem. So we're going to take and multiply negative 6 times whatever is inside of the parentheses. We figured out that what's inside the parentheses is actually positive 2. So we can take negative 6 times positive 2, and that equals negative 12. 2 groups of negative 6, or taking away 6 groups of positive 2. Any way we want to think about it, that is negative 12. So we've gone through the multiplication. There's no more red up there for us to solve. The next is going to be addition and subtraction. So we're going to take our negative 12, and we're going to add positive 11. Again, this is another problem where we're adding together a negative and a positive. We have 12 negatives, 11 positives. We can see just by looking at this what's going to be left. When we cross out the 0 pairs, we're going to have negative 1. Let's review how we solve this using numbers so we don't have to build a physical model. We can see that we have more of 1, which is the negatives. So we have 12, and we subtract the number of which we have fewer, which is 11. We're left with 1. And at this point, we go back and review. Did we have more positives or negatives in our original problem with negative 12 plus positive 11? We had more negatives. Therefore, what's going to be left over when we take away the positives is going to be negative 1. All those down below are crossed out, 0 pairs. Positives and negatives next to each other are 0 pairs. We're left with negative 1 in the physical model and negative 1 in our number problem in the equation that we just solved. That's our answer. Negative 1 to problem number 7. So go ahead and try the sample problem for problem number 7 on your own.